ועכשיו, הקרב במשקל middleweight. We are now about to start the second part of the program with the middleweight battle. And I would like to ask the two contestants to join me on stage. First goes LeZion of Aquanos. And now I would like to invite Dan Golitsky of Scanovate.
In your start with pleasure, boom, say pleasure. Deep greedy, googling about corner.
Will the judges now take their seats? I would like to call Dr. Alex Coman, Value Creation. Alex. Noga Kap, Private Investor. And Achituv, Magma VC. Please take your seats at the judging table. The duel will now commence. And we will start with Aquanos. Please tell us about yourselves. You have 60 seconds for an introduction.
Hi, thank you very much. My name is LeZion. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Aquanos. And Aquanos have developed an advanced wastewater treatment system. Now, wastewater treatment is a key part of our infrastructure. But the process behind wastewater treatment, what's called the activated sludge process, is 100 years old. It's complicated, it's expensive to build, and it requires a huge amount of energy. How much use? Just to give you a sense, 2% of the entire United States electrical consumption is just going for this purpose. Now, Aquanos have developed an algae-based wastewater treatment technology that allows saving of 90% of the energy consumption from the process. And in addition, allow of resource harvesting for the water that allow production of valuable products from the wastewater.
Thank you. And now to you, Dan, 60 seconds about Scanovate.
Hi, my name is Dan. Revolutionizing user experience one image at a time. That's what we do. We help cameras understand the world around them by extracting any physical text directly to your mobile device. The greatest change here is that we're able to do all of this on your device itself without any server side. Everybody here should be going, wow, because this means that we're faster, we're safer, we're more user-friendly, and we're more precise. The biggest differentiator of what we do is that we're mobile-based again. This is faster, safer, and more precise, and more precise. Imagine that in place of endlessly typing in your credit card digits, just take out your mobile and click. You're filling out a long form asking for your ID, license, your passport, click. You want to pay a utility bill, you guessed it, just click. Now you don't have to imagine, we have done all of this and more. The improvement in user experience is so huge that you shouldn't be surprised that we're going to lock down 2015 with more than $2 million in sales.
Thank you, Dan. Well, guys, we all know the importance of the team. Why don't you tell us about your team, Dan? 30 seconds now.
So our team of 12 is the best team in this galaxy and any other galaxy out there. Our CTO, is an image processing guru. This guy develops systems that can recognize a Coca-Cola label from 40,000 feet above the ground. Our CEO has taken 4 companies from seed to acquisition, more than $60 million in value. Our VP of products has worked on more industries and in more continents than you can count. I myself am in charge of BizDev, and in the past I developed image processing systems that counted chickens for our government. We have the right team, the right technology, and the perfect timing.
Udi, 30 seconds about the Aquanos team, please.
Hi, we're a group of 7 people with a lot of experience in all aspects of the industry, starting from engineering, microbiology, process design, project execution, and of course, sales and business development. We have our team has experience in both multinational like Siemens and Intel, utilities like Mekorot, and other startups, both in Israel and United States.
Udi, can you tell us about your market, your business model?
Right. So currently about 80 to 90% people in the developing world don't have wastewater treatment. And so our largest market is the developing world. That's about 3 billion people who still need wastewater treatment. But the problem is most of these countries or most of the municipalities can't afford wastewater treatment. That's why one of our main shareholders is a project financing group. So what we offer our clients is both the right technology for their needs, but also to answer their financial needs.
Dan, market, business strategy, business model.
Our preliminary market is fintech. Banking is huge. Let me tell you about how we make money. We have 3 proven business models that for each client we cater the one that fits his needs. The first one is we offer a one-time licensing fee. This ranges between $200,000 and a few $1,000,000. We offer a per action fee model, which usually ranges from about a few cents to a few dollars. With an average size bank, this will land us north of $300K a year. The third model, which I think is the most interesting, is revenue share. This allows us to partner up with companies and with startups early on and have a much more meaningful connection.
Dan, achievements to date.
So it took us only 6 months to fully launch our first integrated product for a paying customer. We were profitable before the age of 1. Nowadays, 20 months in, we're in all of the top banks in Israel. We have moved on to more industries such as credit and such as insurance. Our solutions are integrated into Supercom and into Amdocs for their e-wallet. And as I said, in about finishing this year, we plan to lock down $2 million in sales.
Udi, can you tell us about your achievements at Aquanos?
Yes, thank you. So, first of all, on the personal level, I must say that in May this year, we've been invited to the White House to meet President Obama as one of the most promising companies in the world. Additionally, just yesterday, we won our 3rd project here in Israel. We won a BIRD grant, and we're doing our first project in the United States. We're also negotiating several projects both in Asia and in Africa right now.
Why don't you tell us about your financials and your ask?
Right, so right now, as I said, we're going through a major growth, both on our projects and our business development and needs. Our financial that we need is to support this growth, both to support expanding our R&D and expanding our sales and business development team.
Dan.
So we have a pretty unique company DNA. We're actually self-funded from day 1. We have a fully working product, we have a proven track record, and we have an amazing team. Now is the time to scale massively. We're looking for a strategic investment that will help us go global and do it fast. We're looking to raise $3 million for 23% of our company. This will allow us to increase the size of our development team and offer an open local representation abroad, which in our case is crucial in order to grow rapidly.
Dan, you have now 30 seconds to tell us whatever you think could interest us.
So we start by teaching your mobile phone how to read checks and how to read visas. We continue to having it read bills and have it read IDs, and soon we'll be launching product and brand recognition. But for us, this is just the beginning. Our vision is much, much bigger. We know that our innovation will make a real revolution. Soon we'll all be wearing smart glasses. Most of our devices will have cameras. Scanovate will be there to help these devices understand and interact with what is going on around them. We're currently here to find the right partner for this journey. We're Scanovate, changing the world one image at a time. Boom! That is how a startup knockout feels like.
Udi, your 30 seconds of fame.
Right, so what we're taking is we're changing a very old industry. There's a huge market and there's a huge need to our product. Actually, polluted water kills more people every day than wars, HIV, malaria combined. There's a great big market out there. We have a great technology and we have a very good business model to do this.
2 absolutely amazing companies. Now let's hear the judges' questions. Noga Kap.
Question to Udi. What is actually your go-to-market strategy? How do you intend to obtain the upcoming customers? Because right now you have one in Israel, I understand, and one very early in the US.
Right. Currently we have 3 projects in Israel. 2 are under construction, and one we just yesterday won, and one early in the United States. Right now, as I said before, we're focusing on targets on Africa, India, and some other countries in Asia, where we target both constructions of a project and long-term service agreement. This will ensure us capital sales, but also recurring revenue from every project. So when you look on the size of this project, it's a very, very large-scale project for a long time.
And are you going to take actually the full contractual agreement, like the full facilitation, or only your innovation, the IP?
No, we're targeting to do the entire project. This will allow us to enjoy the saving, because if we save 90% of the energy of the plant, which means reduction of 50% of the operational expenditure, we want to enjoy these savings, also to allow the client to get a better price, but also we can enjoy some of the savings to ourselves.
And that requires tens of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah. Each project, if we're talking about, a small-scale city of, let's say, 250,000 people, which you have thousands of these around the world, this 20 years contract was worth about between $100 to $200 million.
Okay, thanks.
It's a question to Scanovate. Are you going to be part of a solution? Are you going to sell your IP, or are you going to sell a hardware element that is going to be integrated?
So everything is software. This actually integrates. It's a 2 megabyte packet. It is a part of the product of the client itself. For example, the bank will make it a part of their own application. It is self-sustained. There's a full SDK. It's easy to integrate. And again, we're only licensing. We're never selling LRP, of course. But no hardware.
And to Aquanos, who is going to finance these projects? The United Nations or non-for-profit?
No, we don't look at the NGOs to financing. We're either looking at soft loans, from commercial loans from Deutsche Bank or other banks, which all are agreed to finance, especially water projects, or we're doing it through equity investors.
To Aquanos, why are you targeting third world countries? If you're saving 2%, 50% of 2% or 90% of 2% of energy, that's a value proposition good enough for every country.
Yes, it is, but as I said, first of all, the need is obviously much larger in developing countries where there's no infrastructure. What we found from my previous experience working for another startup company who were doing savings for this industry, it's a very conservative industry. So it's much easier to build new plants which are more efficient than trying to convince an engineer in a municipality in Montana to change the way he's been working for the last 20 years. Sorry?
No new plants in developed countries, right?
They always work in developed countries, but obviously the need is much less. They have the infrastructure. Population is, in most of the cities, is not growing, might be even in decline, and also the industrial activity is not growing. Okay. So we're going where the largest market is and the largest growth. Okay. In general, if you look in the market, the entire water market grows at about 6% per year, but the developing countries grow at 12%, and the developed world grow at about 3 to 4%.
Okay. And the question to Dan with regards to competition, what's your differentiator, if you can give 20 seconds on what's different?
So there are competitors in the market. One, when we came head-to-head with them, we managed to replace them, and we did that a number of times. The big differentiator is that we're fully mobile-based. I don't know if you're from the industry, but this means that no server. Everything is safer, everything is quicker, user experience is different, and also the algorithms behind everything are different in the way we do OCR. So it's not what you imagine in the past. We know how to identify what type of document we're looking at. We know how to identify which part of that document is interesting for us, and there we sort of making a specific solution for that. So precision is better, and also the way we extract is much more faster. Sorry.
Question to Dan. how do you prepare yourself for the global expansion in terms of the company and so forth?
So as the first speaker said, the key to growing big and fast is, first of all, team. So that's the number one thing we're going to do. We're going to expand our team. And then what we found is specifically in our preliminary market, which is personal relations and report with the clients over time is key. So one, we're going to open local relations abroad to grow this relationship. That is one, but that is not fast enough. The second thing we already started doing, and we actually already have running MVPs in Italy and South Africa and in India with international banks. And the way we got those are through resellers and through integrators that are already operating within the industry. So that is sort of our three-legged solution to this problem.
What we have here are two examples of companies that represent two verticals that are extremely interesting and extremely strong in Israel. Both the clean tech sector and the fintech are extremely strong in Israel, and Israeli companies are very apparent everywhere around the world. One question to the audience. Anybody wants to ask a question in the audience? Yes, please come up. Can you repeat the question?
Two questions in one, okay? The first question was the level of contamination. Anything that's biodegradable, we can do it. That's mean, obviously, municipal wastewater. Aside from this, we're talking about industries, the pulp and paper industry, food and beverage industries, petrochemical. I would say aside from metal processing industry, we can deal with everything else. The second question was, are we relying on the microorganism? Yes. The basic principle of relying on microorganism stays. The difference is how you supply the oxygen for microorganism. We're using natural process, photosynthetic process. This is the algae. So the algae is just supplying the oxygen and take up the nutrients.
Hailey Ben-Nun will now collect the judges' votes and take the vote of the audience.
Yes, please.
I think we unanimously agree that if we had... No?
Say who is the winner, I guess.
Okay.
That's her.
No, it's okay.
Okay, the vote of the audience is more or less a draw. And I would like to ask the representative of Rison LeZion Municipality, Marina Redlinger, head of the Rison Startup Operation. Please come up. And I would like to ask Yuval Rothstein, the head of consulting at the MIT Enterprise Forum, to come up. Please come closer. And the winner is Aquanos.